Well, thank you for having me on with you this morning. For reasons that we all know, reasons that are entirely related to the former president's effort to overturn the 2020 presidential election and his conduct and behavior in the 3 years since then. The causes of our times are America's democracy and the rule of law.
A lot of people think history is just facts. It's just information about the past, but not me. I mean, I hold history very sacred. Sacred. The way the farmer looks at the earth and he holds it sacred. The way a Christian takes the Bible and he holds it sacred. The way a lot of people hold their marriage sacred. That's how I feel about it. So why don't we dive right in by interpreting one of the easiest events in the last 20 years of American history. Now, can someone tell me why in 1975 we pulled our troops out of Vietnam?
For years now, our democracy and the rule of law have been under malicious attack, frankly, by the former president and his Republican allies. Today, as a consequence, American democracy and the rule of law are in peril. It would be fair to say, I think, that today that these foundational pillars of our society are faltering under the weight of these malignant attacks. The legal profession, though, is uniquely positioned and obligated to defend our democracy and the rule of law. We in the legal profession take an oath to support and defend the Constitution and the rule of law. And we at the New Society for the Rule of Law don't believe that the legal profession has acquitted itself well over the past years when our democracy and our rule of law have been under attack. And as a result, we decided it's time for a new legal movement generally.
The failure of Vietnamization to win popular support caused an ongoing erosion of confidence in the various American but illegal Saigon regimes.
Is she right? Because I know that's the popular version of what went on there. I know a lot of people like to believe that. I wish I could, but I was there. I wasn't here in a classroom hoping I was right, thinking about it. I was up to my knees in rice paddies with guns, and then we're going up against Charlie, slugging it out with him, while pussies like you were back here partying, putting headbands on, doing drugs, listening to the goddamn Beatles.
The General Kelly spoke out quite strongly and quite articulately in describing the danger to democracy that Donald Trump presents on a nearly hourly basis. And the thought of him going back into the Oval Office frightened General Kelly, a man not frightened by a whole lot. What do we do about the fact that when he speaks, when you speak, that seemingly people just turn the page and move on? What do we do about making it stick?
Well, your question goes to the former president's, virulent escalation of his vicious and even violent attacks recently on his political opponents and on the institutions of law and democracy in our country. The intent, purpose, and effect of these attacks is to dehumanize the individuals and delegitimize our democratic and legal institutions in the eyes of the American people, all for the purposes of his primary campaign for the Republican Party nomination, and then his 2024 campaign for the presidency. This is all very conscious, very deliberate of the former president, his MAGA followers, and a large swath of what is now very clearly his Republican Party admire him for this dehumanization and delegitimization. So he knows what he's doing, and he's galvanizing his base through this violent rhetoric. This is what his supporters want to hear. And of course, the former president has largely been successful in dehumanizing his opponents and delegitimizing our institutions.